Yo, 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 what is up, everyone? Happy Monday! Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's doing very, very well. Hope everyone had a nice weekend and hope we're all ready for the week to come. Without any further ado, let's get my fat head on the screen and see how we are looking today. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Hope everyone is doing fine on this. Well, it's sunny where I am. A very, very sunny Monday. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. Hope we're ready for some charts. What's up, Jonesy? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, we're streaming on a bunch. I'm kind of like, I'm dubious. I'm trying to make sure that everything's right. I believe we're streaming on my X, Kraken Pro X, my Twitch, and Kraken Pro YouTube. Now, I could be wrong, but I think we're live on all four of those platforms, and that took there was a lot of that took a lot of concentration, put it that way. While I was going live, I had to boot up. I had to hack into the mainframe. I had to boot up the system. You know how it is. You tech guys know how it is. What's up, Tech Wally? How you doing, sir? What's up, Film Ninja? Hope you guys had a great weekend. What's up, Gubarashu? Very sunny here after the rainy weekend. Was it rainy? What's up, Cryptos 904? Also trying a new thing where because we have too many streams now. So I've had to combine the stream chat into one. Hopefully that works. Hopefully that works. I am seeing chat from my X and from my Twitch. So hopefully we don't miss any that come in on the Kraken Pro socials. I'm not sure am I getting any from the Kraken Pro socials, but we'll find out. What's up, Veslin? Good to see you, bro. You're good, Tech Wally. Love to hear it. What's up, Marquise? Good to see you. What's up, DK? Hope you're well, bro. It's Monday, exactly. What's up, Jake? Tia and Soul. Don't worry. We got you, bro. We got you. What's up, Passenger Peter? How you doing, bro? What's up, Tuba? Kraken Exchange in the chat, boys. Boss Man is in the chat. We've got to be on our best behavior. We, I think we're actually tuning into a market that looks a little bit dodgy. A little bit dodgy. Excess with the resub. Let's go. Let's go. That should be a little bit bigger, right? That's what she said. That should be a little bit bigger. Appreciate it. Excess, what a legend. My man. What's up, Gorlami? Good to see ya. What's up, Lutz? The tank. Have I frozen? What has happened? Is my camera frozen? Am I live? Is the camera working? Okay. Let me try. This has genuinely never happened before. Let me try and reset the camera. Excellent. Camera is frozen. Did we fix it? Oh my goodness. I've had that camera for, because I watch streamers all the time and their cameras freeze. And I'm always like, why doesn't my camera freeze? I've never had it freeze on me. I've had that camera for like 3 years. That's the first time it's ever frozen. So there you go. We figured it out. We're back online. We're so back. I swear to God, if there's ever a stream, if there is ever one stream that we don't run into some kind of technical issue, I'll give away some money or something. Was I rooting for Norway or England? Is that even a question, bro? Do you know what nationality I am? This is like a national pastime. We always hate watch the English. The English are the best. The thing is, like, I love the English, but we love to hate them, you know. And that goes for I guess it goes for most sports, but particularly rugby, because we're pretty evenly matched in rugby. Maybe Ireland has a slight edge the last 5 or 10 years, but pretty evenly matched. They're way ahead of us in football, soccer. Yo, Follis, are you going to Token Singapore this year? Yes, I will be in Singapore that week. I think I'm going to the F1 this year with Kraken. I could be wrong. I think that's what I heard. That's the whisperings that I've gotten through the grapevine. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, if I'm in Singapore that week, I definitely will go to Token. Whether it's with Kraken or just kind of on my own, I will definitely try to go to Token. I'm too handsome, the camera couldn't handle it. Yes, that's exactly what it was. Camera frozen, yeah, we fixed that. Too much aura, yes sir. We're so back, yes we are. Shame Norway didn't win. Yeah, that I was screaming at the TV that moment that that guy didn't put the pass through. A bit mad. You're Italian, Crypto Secret? Commiserations. What's this, your third World Cup not being in? It's bad for me. I mean, we haven't been in World Cup since like 2002. I was a child. I was a literal child the last time we were in a World Cup. But it's kind of a bit worse for you guys because you're actually a good team. Alan was asking for it, yeah. Singapore F1. Yeah, I've actually been to this thing. I've been to Token 3 times. I've been to Singapore the last 3 years. And I was at the F1 the first 2 years. The most recent year, no. It must be bear market things, right? I got given a ticket on like Friday afternoon. I got given a ticket to go see the qualifiers, but it was like 3 hours. Someone obviously cancelled. It was with an exchange who shall remain unnamed, and I said no because I had other plans at that point. But no, the most recent year was the first year that I didn't go. Since I got into crypto, at least. Yes, I am Irish, indeed. Irish with a funny accent. Speaking of funny things, will we get into the charts and look at the funny price action that we've had? Oh, hopefully this works. Yeah, I was doing some tinkering with the stream over the weekend. Now, I think I could be wrong here. I think that you guys will find. Oh, hopefully this works. Yeah, you guys will find hopefully that the text on the screen is a little bit sharper. Could that be? Is that something that anyone cares about? Is that something that anyone notices? I looked back over the streams we ran on Wednesday and Friday. The text was a little bit soft, a little bit blurry, so we've done some changes. Should be all right now. Should be a little bit better. New York Open is in 14 minutes. What am I expecting? It's the first New York Open after the weekend. Yeah, it's good to have, yeah. It's the first New York Open after the weekend, and we've had escalating tensions in Iran. I think the ceasefire has officially been called off. I think Iran bombed some ships in the Strait of Hormuz. And yeah, effectively tensions have gone back up to 11. Which, honestly, I'm surprised that BTC hasn't nuked more, if I'm being perfectly honest. Daily Open was around 63. I think we even went up to 64.2k, but down about 2 grand since then. Yeah, BTC's in an interesting spot, man. I actually have a long idea. Let me jump into. Hopefully, I have this all set up correctly. Fingers crossed. There we go. Now, the text on this should be way sharper. Hopefully, because that was a big issue last time. Is that you guys couldn't really see the Pro interface, which is that's probably a small problem if I'm streaming on Pro. Alts only up better. Yeah, yes and no. Some alts look pretty good. Some alts look terrible. I was trying to long Pulse. I was really trying to long Pulse over the weekend. Just couldn't make it happen. Ended up taking an L. Near is a chart that I'm really interested in, and we can look at that later. We did look at that on Friday, but I can kind of talk you through my thoughts on that. Purdue in Chroma, who was extremely bullish on LIT. sub $1, and it's trading at like $2.60 now or $2.70. He's now extremely bullish on near. So when he talks, you tend to listen. What's up, Sis? Good to see ya. Quality is good. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Your short is escalating nicely. I bet it is. I bet it is. Yeah, so I'm kind of looking at this long idea. For me, BTC is in a low time frame range here, going back to effectively the start of June. So this is the price action over the last month or so. Like, you can go back further. You can go back to February. And I've also kind of called this, I've called it a range. It's actually not the cleanest range, but I've kind of been looking at this price action and saying that maybe this is your range, this is your deviation, this is your deviation, something like that. It's not particularly clean. It's a little bit cleaner with volume profiles, but you can also make the argument that we're in a slightly lower time frame range here, right? Going back to 4th or 5th of June being the first anchor point, and this is actually pretty clean. But again, you know, one of the key considerations when you're drawing ranges is, do you, like, where are your anchor points, right? Because it's so discretionary. That's one of the main benefits of using volume profile analysis, auction market theory analysis, to draw ranges. I find that for my style of trading, at least, auction market theory is a fantastic utility. It has a really solid use case when price is in a range-bound environment, because it gives you, like, effectively the core elements of what you need when you're trading a range. You have a value area, which is basically your mid-range. Is that, well, you have like a POC, which is effectively your bang on mid-range. Then you have a value area, which is effectively the core area of your range. Then you have like value area high, value area low, which are like the range extremities, which are typically where you want to be trading at, right? When price is in a range, you want to avoid trading in the middle. Don't diddle in the middle. You want to get involved at the extremes instead, and either play for continuation, aka breakout, or reversion, aka fake out. And that's one of the nice things about volume profile is volume profiles remove not all of the discretion, but they remove a lot of the discretion from the process of drawing your range. See, when you have price action like this, say you have a downtrend like this, and then, you know, something like this and something like this, right? It can be hard to know, like, where should my range low be? Should it be here? Okay. Where should my range high be? Should it be here? Okay, maybe it should be here because we actually have more touches here. Like, maybe it should be something more like here. You know, it really depends kind of on your style and what you like to do. There are guys I know that they actually prefer looking at, you know, where has price had the most touches. So for them, their range low might actually be something like here, and the range high might be here, something like that. So there's a lot of discretion, is the point I'm making. The beautiful thing about volume profiles is that there is still an element of discretion because you have to pick your anchor points, but once you pick those anchor points, the volume profile tool just pulls the volume data and it draws your range for you, right? You just passed the 100K. Let's go, Mucky. Let's go. Give this man a round of applause. Where is it? We're going to moon today. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Do I have some rain? I certainly don't. A range within a range, exactly. The weather on my side is very sunny. Could be a descending triangle. It could be, and that's one of the downsides with my analysis here, is that it could be a descending channel. I'm not going to say that it's a triangle because I don't really know. I don't really know how you would analyze that. But you can say for sure that it could be a descending channel, in which case my level probably won't hold. In which case, the rejection here, it's far more likely we go to 55, 56K. But I'm going to stick to my guns here, and I'm going to say range. I'm going to play for a kind of a triple tap. So for those who don't know, the triple tap is, I think it could be a rect proof concept, or at least that's where I learned it from. 1, 2, 3. So the idea is that the first low sets the range, that's the anchor point. The second low deviates the range, right? That's your deviation, and that gives you a POI to trade from. And the third low retests the deviation, retests the POI, right? And then you're targeting these highs up here. You're targeting this liquidity. I think that's the general idea. It's been a while since I studied that schematic. Shout out Wreckproof. I know he's been offline for a while. I think he was sick. He was very ill. He's back now. But he is back. So yeah, I'm gonna set an alert here. I'm not setting a limit. This is something where I want to see. That is not correct. I'm gonna create an alert here. It's not something that I'm gonna limit into. 2.1 or trade if it plays out. What I would like to see is a reaction. So something like this, and then like this, and then boom, boom, boom. And then we get involved here, or something like that, right? The old classic, El Clasico. And that's kind of what I'm looking for here. Something like that. Something like that. Not guaranteed that I'll take this either. It is just an idea. But for sure, I think that given how forceful the rejection has been here from resistance, let's call it, and the uncertain situation in the Middle East, which seems to only be getting more and more uncertain as the days go by. And also just, if this is a range, right, then you do not want to be trading at mid-range. You do not want to be forcing positions in the middle of the range. That is no bueno. You typically, instead, you want to be trading from either range high or range low. Is usually the play. Not always, but usually the play. The issue is that it's quite hard to have a strong directional bias when price is trading in mid-range, whereas when price is trading at the range extremes, it's far easier because you have a clear invalidation. You know that if you get a rotation, if you get the start of rotation, you can potentially play it for a rotation all the way back up or all the way back down. A lot cleaner, in my opinion, playing from range extremities. What's up, Frank? How you doing, brah? Trader XO has the same idea. Oh, nice. Yeah, Wreckproof has been posting a little bit. Yeah. Shout out Trader XO. I like Trader XO. We've actually spoken a little bit before in DMs. I must get him on the crypto closeout at some point. Must get him on the crypto closeout. All right, let's have a whip around. What are we on now? 4 minutes until New York Open. Let us see what we're gonna get. How we feeling, boys? EXO on the closeout would be good, yeah. Yeah, we didn't do a prediction today. I don't think I have the right chat up to do a prediction. Can I do a prediction? No, I can't. I don't have the multi-stream won't let me. It's a downside. Scissor Marquise, can you please get a prediction going, or are you able to do that? On Twitch. You should be. It's actually probably too late to do one now, but in future. I think Marquise, you should definitely be able to do it. But it's okay. It's all good. We'll do it in the future. So, last stream, we spoke about this BTC chart. We mentioned that BTC for me was coming to an important inflection point, which is this value area low, range low resistance, right? And I said that if we wanted to have a bullish July, if we wanted to have upside to kick off Q3, we needed to flip these levels. We needed to flip this POC level at 67K, and first we needed to flip this VAL level at 65K. Now, in the end, we only got to like 64.7 or 64.6, something like that, and then we rejected. Now, that's not to say that we don't come up and test them at some point, but for sure, this still remains the line in the sand here. I think anything below this, and it just looks dodgy. I just don't like the idea of trying to force a play here, trying to force a trade through this resistance level. I would much rather for price to accept back up in here and then look to buy retests, right? Targeting 72, 73, this low volume node area, which I think will be a magnet to price. I think if we clear 67K, I think price goes to 72, 73 very quickly. there's a pretty big imbalance here that was left by the move down, and those imbalances tend to fill pretty quickly. So I think if we get this, I think we're gonna go here pretty quickly. Kind of retesting the origin of the move. This move that brought us down at the end of May, at the start of June, from 74 all the way down to 59. What's up, Micro Sailor? 1 minute to New York Open, yes sir. Tap previous weekly low? Yeah, perhaps. But let's see. I mean, it's funny when I posted this chart, like the normal Goombas were like, oh, up or down, bro. You're saying up or down, that's helpful. But I mean, that's what trading is, man. Trading is about setting your levels, coming up with a plan, and waiting for the market to give you the reaction you want. That's it, man. And then executing without hesitation when you get that reaction. The reaction I was waiting for price to break above 65, 66, 67 and go higher. Now we haven't gotten that. We got a pretty bad rejection over the last day or two. So I'm just sitting on my hands here. There are no BTC longs for me here. I'm not really interested. The next BTC long comes either on a clean break back into this value area or something lower, maybe here or even here if this is a descending channel. But we shall see. Up or down, yes. Exactly. Is DEXE a scam? I don't know what that is. DEXE. I don't know what that is. Sounds like a new DEX. We've had many of those. We've had many of those over the years. DEXE. Did you guys see another prop firm went under? Was it Alpha Futures or something? So yeah, this is that schematic basically. In order for me to feel bullish, I think we need to clear 65k. And it's funny, man. When I drew this, I literally drew this blue line. That was around last week. I drew this blue line. I said, you know, clear this blue line and we go higher. Reject from this blue line and we probably go back down to the channel low. I mean, we retested it perfectly. And now we're seeing a pretty forceful rejection. That's not to say that this means we go channel low. I'm not saying that this means that we're definitely going to do a minus 10% candle and put in new yearly lows. I'm just saying that we definitely haven't seen the break back into the value area here that I wanted to see. We definitely haven't seen that bullish confirmation that I wanted to see to get long. If my call doesn't work, then the market is about risk management. Yeah, exactly. If my call works, then I'm a genius and I repost later for clout. If it doesn't work, then I remind everyone the importance of risk management. I'm actually doing a little bit of work on the risk management module in the Discord, and it's funny. I think it gets unfairly vilified. Risk management. People almost think of it as one of the boring parts of trading or one of the restrictive parts of trading, but once you get into like profitability and expectancy and like things like variance, and it almost becomes a statistical thing, which I think is very interesting. It's an infrastructure play. I've never heard of it. My Twitter, yeah, Alpha Futures, was that it? There you go. What time frame do you tend to use when watching these potential value area low reclaims? H12 closes? Why do you say closes? What do you mean for confirmation? Confirmation means a bunch of different things. It doesn't just mean closes. Confirmation means... it can mean closes, it can mean, there's a concept that I use called CCC, candle close confirmation, but that's just one part of the puzzle. And it ties in with a point that I made last week on stream, which is, you know, you should know the rules so that you know when to break them, right? And that's the clip that we put out a couple of days ago. Just because you know that a candle close might signal confirmation, It doesn't mean that you rely on it exclusively. It's just one part of the puzzle. I feel very... this seems dodgy to me. What are we even doing here? BTC. SpaceX shared a meme coin yesterday. Got hacked, I guess. Yeah. I was thinking about that. If you hacked SpaceX, why would you not, why would you do that? That seems like the worst approach to post a meme coin address. Right? Because everyone knows it's hacked. If you get access to SpaceX, would you not post something like, post something bullish about that coin asteroid? What's up, Nico? Good to see you, bro. You know that ticker asteroid, the SpaceX mascot or whatever. Just post something, be like, SpaceX has confirmed that asteroid is the official partner. Asteroid is going to be the first plushie to go to the moon, or something like that. Current set link. I shared it with Marquise. She has it. And then just buy a load of asteroid before that, and then that's how you make that's how you make $10 million from that. NFA DYOR, but that's how you make $10 million for that. I think those guys, I think that meme contract scam honeypot thing only made like 6 figures. If you hack SpaceX, you need to make more than 6 figures. I'm sorry. And I say that as someone who's been in crypto for like 5 years now. I've seen my fair share of bad faith actors doing bad faith things. If you go for something big like that, you can't be walking away with 200 grand. Not worth it. They dropped that coin from 7 billion to literally 0. What was, you mean asteroid? I haven't looked at it. I don't really do the DEX thing. Like, to me, it's always asteroid. I always don't really, I never really know what I'm doing when I look at these charts. Is this it? Sorry, let me... Scatman. Is this it? Is this it? I don't, man, I don't know anything about this coin. At the daily? Yeah. I mean, it didn't go to 0, but minus 85%. Pretty standard fare. Pretty standard fare for a for a meme coin. Perfect for CT is social engineering. Yeah. You got it? Let's go. Let's go. Jump back into trading view here. I want to, as we wait for the New York action to unfold, I do want to touch on Zcash. So a lot of guys have been asking me about the short setup on Zcash. Okay. Now I will say first of all that I don't know how much I like shorting this at all. I think it eventually trades much lower. I think it is incredibly overvalued. That being said, I think it's a very, very tough coin to short. I think it still commands a ton of mind share. Lots of big names involved with it, which makes it very difficult to try and catch a short. Now, do I think that this is a good opportunity to be looking for shorts? Yes, to be honest. Potentially an area that you can look for a retrace. Nothing crazy, but we're basically trading at range high here. We've run this liquidity level. We are retesting the bottom of the value area low, which has been a big resistance level already, just last month. And it's an altcoin that in a year is up like 10x. In a month, it's 2x. and in like half a year it's 3x. So it's, I don't know. I feel like these kind of coins almost always retrace. Now, obviously, we had that big hack, or I wouldn't say hack, vulnerability. That guy came forward and claimed that he had discovered a vulnerability in the Zcash protocol whereby, because it's a privacy network, it was impossible to tell. There was a possibility that someone with knowledge of the protocol could have been minting infinite coins and no one would have known. Because it's a privacy coin, because the protocol is private, there would have been no way of verifying the blockchain, and therefore no way of knowing whether this exploit had taken place. And that's what caused that big move down. It was like a minus 60% move, yeah, minus 61% back at the start of June. But I mean, the recovery since then has been pretty epic, I'm not gonna lie. I think we are now creating value between 400 and 500, and I think that this is probably an area of slight froth, slight overvalue. Or 50% in 2 weeks. I don't know. I think if we get a retest here, or maybe even something like this, I think you can potentially target a rotation back down to like 420, 430. Take that as your origin, your demand zone. Short here, something like that. Looking for a move down. NFA DYOR. that's the new catchphrase of this stream, boys. Kraken compliance team won't catch me slipping. I'll tell you that much. How do we know it's been fixed? So I don't, because I haven't been following the story super closely, but I did see I think the guy who even discovered the exploit worked with a team to, I don't know, they changed the way the protocol worked, or they did some kind of a vetting of the protocol, and they were able to determine that it hadn't happened. Now take that with a pinch of salt. Of course the team are always going to say that, but I don't know. Someone smarter than me can probably tell me. I know that they did something. They did something around the first week or the second week of June, where they verified that no exploits had taken place. What's up, AAZ? How you doing? Rambo? I'm going to be cast as Rambo. I need to get the mullet back for that. How do you think it'll perform the next bull cycle? Yeah, I like Zcash for the next cycle. I like XMR for the next cycle. I think privacy coins are a good sector to invest in. What's up, Crypto Talks? How you doing, sir? What's up, Aries Groove? Yeah, we'll look at Solana now. We'll look at Solana. Let's go, Crypto Talks. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Look at that cool Kraken gift, man. We need more of those. We need more of those, Kraken. Solana, I actually wanted to, so I haven't marked up this chart. The high time frame. I had a high time frame markup, but it was pretty out of date. So I wanted to do that with you guys live. We have, you're good. That's good. I'm good. I'm glad to hear that. We have 20 minutes left on the stream, so I'm gonna spend maybe 5 or 10 minutes marking this up, and we'll do a kind of a top-down analysis, high time frame, getting down into the medium time frame, maybe even a low time frame on Solana. Now I don't know about Solana. People ask me, is Solana a buy for next cycle? Oh, based on the shirt? Yeah, there you go. I think your explanation of Zcash was spot on from what I read. There you go. There you go. I wasn't aware. Solana's been an interesting one for me. You guys might remember, actually, that, like, my biggest short of all time, I shorted Solana. Delova with the follow. Appreciate it. I shorted Solana publicly here last September. I shorted 250 Solana, which is crazy when I look back at it now. I literally shorted the Pico Schmico top. I shorted $250. It's just wild looking back on that. And I closed, man. I closed that trade at 205, I think. It was a $250,000 short. No, you know what? I closed at 220 because I made 30 grand on that short. So I closed at 220. Isn't it crazy thinking about that? I mean, this short was like incredibly based. 220, something like that. That was basically the setup. But isn't it just crazy, man? If you just fucking... If I just lost my logins... If I just lost my logins, I'd be up nearly 200 grand on that trade now. Have I ever held a position for weeks or months? Yeah, I have before. Spot positions, obviously, that happens naturally, but even futures positions from time to time. I remember this trade. I remember closing this trade and feeling pretty elated. $220 I closed it at. Because, of course, back then I didn't think the top was in, you know, obviously I didn't. But, I mean, even if I had gone something crazy audacious, sub 100, I mean, it's hard to look back at that. And that was pre-October 10th. Don't forget that. Pre-October 10th. Kind of how I went 3x coin margin long on BTC at 16,420 and closed at 110 was a good one. Closed at 110k, nice. Fundamentally, Solana is always a buy. Well, I don't know about that. So high time frame, we were in a range from like March 2024 all the way up until, call it January 2026, before we kind of lost the range here. So the bullish argument here is that this will eventually just play out as a range low deviation, right? Something like this. That we will reclaim the range and then rotate back to range highs, targeting this liquidity here. Zooming in, of course, we are in a slightly lower time frame range. We'll go down to the daily now. Yeah, you can call this a range. Nah. You know what I even prefer? And this is the discretionary aspect of range drawing coming into play. I prefer this because to me this tells this is an easier story to read. This tells me range, deviate low, and now we're attempting to reclaim the range low. So this is kind of decision time. You really want to see Solana hold this level. As long as it's trading down here, I don't think you long. The long comes if we can hold this level, and then you potentially targeting these highs. Maybe even something like this. These deviations tend to play out in pairs, you know, and that's what happens with range-bound price action. Liquidity builds to one side, liquidity builds to the other side. You get a range-bound price action in the middle. One pool gets taken, then the other pool gets taken. Now, not always, of course. That's an ideal scenario, but you see this time and time again. Price moves from liquidity pool to liquidity pool. Corn looks cooked. Oh! Man! How often do we see it? Pumping on New York Open, boys. Pumping on New York Open. You'd be up $420 trillion. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ifs and buts and woulds and shoulds are kind of a not necessarily a healthy mindset in crypto. It's always something you have to purge from your mind. I round tripped 130k on a coin last year. Like, I remember telling that to my friends. I'm like, I'm not mad wealthy or anything, you know. 130k is a lot of money for me. And I remember telling that to my friends, and I was joking about it. I said, yeah, like, I had 130k unrealized on a coin, and it went to zero. Like, it quite literally went to zero. The devs rugged. That bag now is worth it's worth $5, and I can't even sell because there's no liquidity. And yeah, I was laughing and joking about it, and they were like, man, are you okay? Like, how did you You know, like, is everything all right? Like, how's your? And I was like, yeah, it's just crypto. You win some, you lose some. You just gotta bounce back after a defeat like that. You can't let it get to you. You can't dwell on it. You can't say, oh, if only I'd done this, if only I'd done that. Sure, you can reflect on your mistakes and maybe think about what you would have done better so that you don't make the same errors again in the future, but you can't dwell on this shit, man. Especially in crypto, right? We're trading the best market in the world, and it might not seem that way with all the bullishness we had on precious metals earlier in the year and all the bullishness that we've had on tech and AI stocks recently. But it is. I mean, there's just so much asymmetry, so much opportunity, so many chances to make it all back. And if you dwell or obsess over, you know, the trades that you missed, the L's that you took, you'll be blinded to the opportunity that lies around the next corner, which is just one of the beautiful parts about crypto. There are always new opportunities, new days, new weeks, new chances. It is a 24/7 casino. And if you get caught up on one missed trade, you might miss 10 more trades that come your way down the line. So it's a mindset that you have to adopt. Draw a line under it and move on. Of course you can reflect, of course you can try and learn from your mistakes, but don't dwell on them. Don't think about them longer than you need to. Move on and keep your eyes on the road ahead. That's the best advice I can give. You can probably clip that, Film Ninja. That's a good one. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Exactly. Silver, please. I'll look at silver. Yeah. I want to finish Solana, though, first of all. So, Buddy was asking for a Solana markup. For me, this is it. We are currently deviating the high time frame range low on the slightly lower time frame. We're also attempting to reclaim the range here. I think if we lose here, then it starts becoming very ugly. You start setting your targets lower, then maybe you start looking at something like this. I'm trying to think, like, where was the accumulation that led to the expansion? You can basically draw this as an accumulation range. Now it's not. It's very far from being I won't say accurate, but you know, honed in, let's say. You can probably draw this any number of ways. The whole idea here is I'm trying to figure out where was the accumulation range that led to this expansion. Where was the accumulation range that led to this expansion? And the answer to that is broadly speaking, it's kind of anything below 50, all the way down to 10. And that's a huge range, I understand. But it's not, you're not necessarily looking at this as like an order block that you want to trade from. You're just looking at it as accumulation. I want to retest this accumulation. That's it. I don't have any. If we lose this range and start bleeding down here, that's basically my plan. I don't have any super sharp order block areas or any kind of a concrete plan. I'll play things by ear, but I would like us to retest this accumulation range and then see what we get. I could definitely see a scenario where we do something like this and then it's upside into 2028. We shall see. $20 sold this year. I absolutely, it could happen. I think the people who say that it can't happen are Delulu. Someone asked for a coin there that BTC nuking, yeah. That I wanted to look at. I wanted to look at XAG. Adopt a baby. Is that? I'm not sure what that's in relation to. I can look into it. Game is game. Exactly. If Bitcoin goes to the on-chain model targets at 48.53k-ish, I think Solana might see 48 bucks. We shall see, yeah. You have the same view, Aries? There you go. Yo, what's up, Flows? Good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing well. When are you coming back? When are you coming back? Your biggest mistake was selling too much too early? Yeah. But that's the thing, man. You can't dwell on it. You were long WorldCoin and closed it a few minutes ago. Shorted Tau 3 hours ago, and that's not falling. Tau is an interesting one, man. It's like I've been saying this $200 level is like the ultimate support. For some reason, it just doesn't want to break down. We retested it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, right? Arguably close to 10 times that we've retested this 200 level, and each time it provides a reaction. Now, I will say that the reaction is getting lower and lower each time, lesser and lesser each time, right? We can do this again. We can go boom, and we can go boom. For me, it's so textbook for what an awful altcoin chart looks like, right? You get these alts that are just putting in diminishing returns, right? Each low is it's so indicative of the apathy and the lack of capital and the lack of motion in the altcoin market going back to 2024, right? Just lack of interest. And sure, support is holding, absolutely, but each bounce is getting weaker and weaker. I think this eventually rolls over, and we see sub 100. Will it become like BCH? Yeah, possibly. You want to buy it? Yeah, I mean, it could be a good coin for next cycle, but I think it's going to revisit this again. Comes back to accumulation ranges, right? Accumulation ranges. Want to quickly check out XAG. XAG. I wonder, I don't think Kraken has this. XAG. It is a coin that I actually have traded it. I shorted the top and I closed way too early. Yeah, I mean, what is there to say about this coin, man? Looking exceptionally weak. I've been saying it for a while. I think silver eventually goes back to, like, I posted this silver chart when silver was at the Pico Schmico top here at 120. I said that, you know, I said silver holders, your time of reckoning is coming, something like that. I mean, it was a bit of a clickbait title, but the idea that we would come down and revisit this accumulation range, the same idea as with the other charts that I've shown on the stream. Sub 40, looking at maybe a 30 level. Nah, I don't think we'd necessarily come down here, but retesting this kind of 31, 32, 33, 34 area. Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen in the next year or two, to be honest. But we shall see. Is it a coin that I'm interested in trading? Not necessarily. I don't see anything here. What's up, Bullet Felix? Good to see you, bro. Gold is the same, man. Same chart, same idea. Oh yeah, these were my shorts. I made it was the first time I ever traded. Silver and gold. I traded them back in January. I shorted the top on both. It was genuinely the first trades I'd ever taken on precious metals. And I closed too early. I shorted silver at 121. And I closed at 96. And that shit's trading at 58 now. And I shorted gold at 55.19. So I shorted it here. And I closed that shit at 49.50. Yeah, it's trading at 4,000 now. Oh well. Oh well. I mean, you know, you got to be happy with that as a first trade, but perhaps should have held them slightly longer. Stop footing silver. Yeah, I'm having a big effect. I'm having a big effect on the silver chart. last few minutes here, let's jump back into Kraken Pro and just have a quick look at the long setup. So again, this is not necessarily a long setup that I will be taking. I have an alert set. I want to see bullish price action develop at range low. I want to see bullish price action develop around this 59k area. Once price starts trading below 60k, I don't want to see seller strength. I don't want to see liquidation cascades. I don't want to see capitulation. I want to see buyers stepping in, sellers TPing, covering, stepping out. And I want to see an indication that the market is willing to put in a temporary bottom, at which case we might look to long. And nothing crazy. We're just looking for a rotation play here. I want to rotate from value area low to value area high. Potentially looking at these highs. That's effectively it. That's effectively it, boys. LIT. Yeah, LIT is a nice chart. We looked at that a bunch. We looked at that a bunch last week. All right, boys. I think we're going to call it there as we come to the hour. So thank you very much for joining me on this edition of the Open. Very minor technical difficulties on this stream. Just the camera froze temporarily, which I can handle. But otherwise, I think the stream is coming along nicely. Yeah, again, this is all an iterative process. We're trying to figure out what looks good, what doesn't look good. I'm trying to put out content that, you know, that resonates with you guys and that adds value to your timeline. So, you know, as always, let me know if there are things that you want me to cover, if there are things you think that we could be doing better. Always open to that kind of feedback. But yeah, that's it for today. We are back on Wednesday for the next edition of the Open. Same time, same place, 30 minutes before New York Open, and we will run until about 30 minutes after. And then the final stream of the week will be Friday. But we will see you back here on Wednesday for the midweek stream. Until then, try not to get liquidated, and we'll see you next time. See you later, Gorlami. See you, Nico. See you, Film Ninja. Thanks, Marquise. See you, AAZ. See you, Pacific. See you, Sizz. All right, guys, we're going to call it there. Enjoy the rest of your day. We will see you back here on Wednesday. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Love you. Bye-bye.